Well, national security concerns are on the rise as we learn a fleet of mystery drones were spotted flying over U.S. military bases in Virginia last year for 17 straight days. Chuck DeVore is a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and Vice President of the Texas Public Policy Foundation, and he joins us now to react. Chuck, thanks for being with us. You wrote an op-ed about this. This happened a year ago. We're just now learning about it. Pretty shocking. What do we know about these drones?
Well, Will, first of all, thanks for having me on. But these drones were large. Some of them were as large as 20 feet long. These are the sorts of drones that would have to be launched likely off of a ship offshore. They also had smaller quadcopters that came down off of the larger mothership drones that hovered just above the ground. This happened for 17 straight nights at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, starting on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th. And when they started, Will, what ended up happening is you had endless meetings in the White House. Instead of the warriors defending the base and defending our nation, the Biden-Harris administration dispatched battalions of lawyers to try to figure out what to do. And at the end of the day, they were paralyzed into inaction, did nothing, and then the drone flight simply stopped.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions I need to understand. First, so you said they were large enough that they probably would have had to been launched from sea, from a ship off the coast. It seems inconceivable that would escape America's attention in terms of our surveillance, our spying from a foreign power. So I don't know how this happens or how. I don't know how. I guess, Chuck, I don't know how big a threat I'm supposed to take this as. I don't know who could have possibly done this.
Well, Will, one of the ships was, in fact, inspected by the Coast Guard, and they couldn't find anything. The thing is that there were several other suspicious ships in the region that they never got to. And, Will, it gets worse. Just a couple of months earlier, there were several mystery drone flights over our nuclear testing range in Nevada, just north of Las Vegas. And again, nothing was done. And it gets even worse. Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes as if to say, hey, we know where you are. And so I really think that what this does is it boils down to an administration that doesn't take these threats seriously. You just had on the previous segment a drone attack on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's house. Of course, we've seen with Russia and Ukraine the utility of drones.
Right.
And yet, somehow we're preventing our warriors from defending their own bases by saying, oh, no, you need to get permission from the Attorney General or from Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. No, that's wrong. Base commanders have an inherent authority within their command to defend their bases.
Well, why wasn't that done, Chuck? That'll be my final question for you. Okay, there's the issue of where these came from. The second, why wasn't anything done?
Well, the fear was there may be some collateral damage that could happen. They also wanted to use some of these advanced teams that they had, these anti-drone teams. There's only 2 of them. Mayorkas has not allowed more to be built. The problem with worrying about collateral damage is that any damage that would happen would be entirely the fault of the People's Republic of China. It's the People's Republic of China that's sending these drones into U.S. airspace, violating our airspace, just like they did with the spy balloon early last year that, as you recall, they never shot down until it got over the Atlantic Ocean.
Just to clarify on the way out, is that known then, Chuck? It's the PRC that flew these drones, or that's your suspicion?
It's my suspicion because they were large enough. They had to be nation-state actors. And I believe only Russia and China have the capability to do this. And given the financial state of affairs with Russia versus China, I'm 99.5% sure that these were the Chinese operating these drones.
Incredible. Absolutely needs to be followed, more understood about this future of warfare, which is perhaps, as you point out with Benjamin Netanyahu, the present of warfare. Chuck DeVore, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.